He hadn't meant to romanticize her, or so he told himself. Warmth. That's what people said about Eliza. The kind of warmth that makes strangers talk too long and laugh too loud. She'd host study groups in the corner of a crowded cafe, move chairs, offer cookies, wave others in like a beacon. A stranger asked her, curious, "Are you the manager?" Eliza replied, cheerful, "No, just someone who likes people." And then she smiled at him. Luca froze mid-sip, fingers clamped around his paper cup so tightly that the lid dented. His palms always sweated when someone pretty spoke directly to him. Eliza asked him, curious, "What's that tattoo?" Luca answered, hesitant, "It's something I drew. I was 16. It meant feeling unseen, I think." She asked, contemplative, "What does that feel like?" How would she know? And how would he know then that he'd remember every detail? The freckles along her nose, the chipped pink nail polish, the faint smell of cinnamon from her coffee, long after she stopped remembering his name? The cafe was old, green booths, soft jazz, the sound of spoons against ceramic. Luca tried to talk. His stutter came and went like bad Wi-Fi. "So, what brings you to Vienna?" Luca asked nervously. "A research project? Psychology?" Eliza replied casually. Of course. Psychology. The kind of thing beautiful people studied, learning how others worked so they'd never get hurt themselves. She asked him questions. She really listened. He thought she did anyway. He noticed everything about her, how she tucked hair behind her ear, how she bit her straw when she thought. She wasn't perfect. He saw that too. Flaky skin on her knuckles, faded scar near her temple, ordinary things that made her human. And he told himself, "This time I won't idealize her. She was real. She'd do. And wasn't that growth?" "But you barely know me," Eliza said with concern. "I know enough. I know you laugh when you're nervous, that you always stir clockwise, that you smell like rain," Luca replied softly. Eliza admitted uneasily, "That's observant. I just think we have something real," Luca said, hopeful. Eliza responded firmly, "You don't know me, Luca. You know what you see. That's not the same." Luca insisted, "I'm not like those guys. I actually see people." Frustrated, Eliza said, "Then stop making me into someone I'm not." Silence followed. She rose, stretching, the air thick with caffeine and unspoken boundaries. "Coffee?" she asked. He didn't answer. He was too busy rewriting her in his mind. Eliza's message came the next morning. She said she thought last night got a little intense and that she'd prefer they stay friends. She asked if he was still up for the art show and mentioned that she might bring her roommate along. Then she hit send. Minutes later, typing began. Then came a wall of text. She said he couldn't tell her not to feel things, reminding him that he kissed her first. She insisted he couldn't act like that didn't mean something. She accused him of being scared of real connection, but promised she was patient and would wait until he was ready. The messages went on, page after page, as if she'd signed a contract she never saw. She suggested he was used to shallow people, but that she was different and would never hurt him. She questioned whether he knew what it was like to be truly seen. Then she slammed her phone down, her pulse thudding in her ears. She couldn't eat, couldn't scroll, couldn't breathe without feeling him, his messages, his gaze, his imagination of her, seeping through the air like smoke. She could feel the weight of it, his thoughts, sticky and invasive. He'd taken her image, her voice, and repainted her into something that didn't belong to her anymore. Like a child with a dollhouse, he rearranged her, gave her new words, a softer tone, made her into the version of her he could love. She wasn't a woman anymore. She was an idea that breathed without permission. The nightmares started. She'd wake up gasping, feeling watched. Once, she swore she heard footsteps in the stairwell. She pushed her dresser against the door. closed the curtains, left the lamp on all night. Sometimes she caught her reflection in the window, pale, shaking, and thought, maybe that's how he sees me. Maybe that's all I am now. Luca stood in the hallway, coat collar up against the Vienna cold. He knocked softly, twice. No answer. Just let me explain, Luca said softly. He sat down beside the door, waiting. His breath came out in clouds. He rehearsed words he thought would make sense to her. Words that sounded gentle, not desperate. No sound. He checked his phone. The message still read blocked. He waited longer. Footsteps echoed from the stairwell. A neighbor, fumbling with keys. She saw him, hesitated. "Are you okay?" the neighbor asked, concerned. "I just need to talk to her. She doesn't understand what she means to me," Luca replied earnestly. The woman's expression shifted. Pity, then fear. She disappeared upstairs. Luca turned back to the door, lowering his voice, his tone soft, almost tender. "Maybe you don't know it yet, but I see the real you," he said softly. Then, faintly, from inside the apartment, a floorboard creaked. He smiled and knocked again. Some doors shouldn't be knocked on, and some fantasies shouldn't be believed in.